Wolves 1, Liverpool 3. My God, after that first half performance, I didn't think I'd be stood here talking about a Liverpool win. They were second best to absolutely everything. Just slow, sluggish, disjointed, lacking in creativity. It didn't work. And I think there's a number of mitigating circumstances, and a lot gets made of the early kick-off thing. I was here doing the TNT Sports coverage, and they're the ones who have the half-12 game, and they're always a little concerned that Jurgen Klopp throws them in the shit over it, to be honest, because it's not even about the broadcaster as such. Jurgen made mention, jumped down James Pearce's throat in the pre-match press conference. It's mentioned Alexis McAllister. I think it's 2 a.m. in the morning, Wednesday morning, our time he plays. Diaz plays similarly. There's a couple of the lads who play a couple of hours earlier on. They've not had training time, they've flown back, and particularly McAllister playing at altitude as well, which you get people go, oh yeah, altitude, yeah, but it's just ridiculously draining physiologically on you to do it. So they've come back, they've not trained, and they've been dropped in. And McAllister looked like a lad who'd played on the far side of the globe at altitude. He was just off it in the first half, and which is a real shame, but ultimately it's no slight on how his Liverpool career is going to go. But he just looked like he had nothing left in the tank, and I wonder whether the game plan was just see if we can just hold our own, go with the team, particularly the midfield that did so well against Villa, the most sort of settled midfield, therefore we've technically go with that, and see if that can hold its own, and then bring fresh legs and fresh impetus into the game. Or maybe it was just purely reactionary, I don't know. I'll give Jurgen and the team the benefit of the doubt on that one and say, look, it's a 90 minutes, it's a 100-minute game. You've got to play for that. We've got game changers on the bench. Clearly Darwin Núñez wasn't going to be played from the start. If you're going to get something out of him, better to have him as an impact, I think, toward the back end. And I thought he did really well. He really helped stretch them, really put them under pressure. Same goes for Luis Diaz. Just so good for Liverpool. I want to give MAYCH shout outs to Andy Robertson, captain today. And I've been doing videos all summer long about who Liverpool need to buy. So I think we need a left-footed centre half to give us a bit more of a natural fit for that, stylistically, for that change in formation. The last couple of games, Robbo has been outstanding. Captain's armband today, scores the goal, and I was thinking at 1-1 that this game had potential hallmarks of Liverpool Villa in the title winning season. Now I'm not saying Liverpool are now in a title challenge as such, but you've got to have something to build on. You've got to create that air of invincibility or unbeatableness, and Liverpool now, the longest unbeaten team, well, they still remain the longest unbeaten team in the Premier League going back to last season, since we changed the style, changed the system. And that Villa Park game in the title winning season was one where we were a bit crap, and had to make changes because Fabinho doesn't start because we're trying not to get him booked and suspended ahead of the Man City game. We had a European game to come in the midweek before that as well, and Liverpool are managing their squads to get through, and it almost doesn't work. And Robertson, funnily enough, and Sadio Mane bail us out on the day. It's also in Birmingham, so there's some more similarities, but this game had real vibes to that. I thought Robbo dug in, I thought he was magnificent, and even Salah, who didn't have does have a brilliant game by his standards. It's the 3 assists in that game. The big lads, the ones who've been there and done it, obviously no Verge, no Trent, and it meant we weren't quite the best we could be. But to see the guys who've been there and done it dig it out for us in Robertson and Salah was brilliant. And Harvey Elliott, love to see those celebrations. I mean, let's hope he doesn't come. I mean, Curtis, they are the great hope for young fans, both people from Liverpool and people not born in Liverpool who love Liverpool Football Club, to see their celebration. They're us on the pitch, so I love seeing them both doing it. Obviously, it's not technically a Harvey Elliott goal, but I'm giving it to him. I'm giving it to you, Harvey. Brilliant. Absolutely amazing. Again, there's bigger games to come, there's tougher games to come theoretically on paper. Tottenham and Brighton away to come at the back end before the next international break. They're the ones that draw the eye. This was a huge banana skin. Gary O'Neill obviously had 2 weeks to prepare for this game. This was almost the worst time to play Wolves because he had a little bit of time to work on things rather than just rolling with it. Liverpool rope-a-doped them to a little bit and ultimately come out with all 3 points, and ultimately, just about based on the second half performance, fully deserved. Really pleased with the psychology, really pleased with the players who struggled in the first half and how they turned it round, and I'm absolutely made up for Andy Robertson, who doesn't score many, but when he does, he saves them for the big occasions. Love you, Robbo. Anyway, who was your man of the match? It's a toss-up between Robertson and, for me, I think Szoboszlai bossed the game once again, particularly deep in the midfield. He was really good, but I'll give it to Robbo just because of co-captain's armband and what ultimately is the decisive goal for us. But let me know in the comments underneath. Loads more comments and content coming from us over at redmenplus.com. The guys are back in the studio. They're going to be doing the player ratings podcast and the instant match reaction podcast. Head over to redmenplus.com, sign up, get that in video and in podcast form. And yeah, this is me from Molineux. Thank you so much, by the way, to everyone who saw me on TNT Sports and some love in there on Twitter and all that kind of stuff. Like, it was a bit nerve-wracking. I've got a little vlog behind the scenes going up on my YouTube channel on MAYCH TV, probably later today or tomorrow. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that. But otherwise, thank you so much. Up the title winning form, Reds.